Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. My name is Rebecca Ravenbird and today I am going to be voting on the polls in the poll booth. So this poll came out quite a while ago and it's actually a really nice feature to have a little poll booth. So let's go ahead and open it up. So it says general future updates. 65,000 votes have been submitted and this is going to close on March 8th. Okay, so at 8 p.m. I guess Eastern time. You have not yet voted on this poll. All right. So let's see. How interested are you in riding clubs being added to the game? Ooh, very interested to very against. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, I guess, on all of these questions, but I already own a club in Star Stable called Emerald Hunters, and Emerald Hunters takes a lot of work to manage. So I'm very curious on how it would look to have riding clubs in Wild Horse Islands. Personally, I'm not totally sure if it's necessary because I feel like this game is so based heavily on the economy and trading and like auctioning and breeding and stuff like that, that riding clubs, would kind of feel a little bit out of place in my opinion. But I do feel like there is some demand for riding clubs. But if it were up to me, I think I would be kind of neutral, if not somewhat against. But I also think that it would be cool to see how riding clubs would be implemented in terms of like, are there going to be club events and stuff that you can do with clubs and things like that. The thing that I don't want with the riding clubs is I don't want it so that there can only be a very limited amount of club names. Like you can name your club whatever you want, of course, within reason of the chat filter. And then also too, I hope that riding clubs, I've heard that there's a game out there. I think it's called Star Equestrian or something. I don't quite remember, but there's a game out there where the riding clubs apparently ruined the game because they made it so that it's a competitive thing where you're competing against other clubs. Star Stable doesn't have that, so I don't want it to be competitive. I don't want it to be rivalry between clubs. So I think also too just the fact that like clubs are really hard to grow in Star Stable. So I'm hoping if clubs are added, Trick makes it so that advertising your club is really easy. So here we go. Let's go on to number 2. How interested are you in more training activities being added to the game? So I think it would be nice to have more training activities, just a little bit more variety. We do have a lot of nice stuff in the game right now in Training Island, but I think also too, mechanically, I would like for you, I don't believe you gain any training experience when you do races around each island. I might be wrong, but we should be able to get training XP from races in the game here. So beyond Training Island, expanding training XP to all of the different islands, I would be pretty interested in that. So let's go ahead and move on. How interested are you in horse skills, personalities, and behaviors being added to the game? I mean, I think that would be nice. I think we already are okay though. I mean, like the personalities, I really like how they are right now. I'm not quite sure what other personalities that we would have because I feel like, the spooky and the lazy and the grumpy and the sassy, like all of those personalities, those pretty much like sum up what horse personalities are like in real life. So I think we're okay on that. Horse skills, I'm not sure what that would entail, but I feel like swimming would be a cool little skill to have. Like I know horses can run through the water, but in terms of actually having a swimming animation, that would be kind of cute. Behaviors. So I'm not sure what kind of behaviors would also be entailed here. So I don't know. I'm going to say somewhat neutral, somewhat interested. Number 4, how interested are you in more islands and map updates being added to the game? Immediately very interested. So generally, what I would want for more islands is just maybe a couple of more biomes and then map updates. It would be nice if we could teleport directly to a specific location. Like if I wanted to go over to that bush right there, it would be funny to kind of teleport, but at the same time, I feel like that would be kind of hard to implement. Not sure, but that's just like a random thing that popped into my head. So let's see, more islands and map updates. I just wish this was a little more specific. What would be, a map update? I think it would be also cool if we could pull up a map of all of the islands at once. Like, I think we can do that, but the way that it is now, whenever you go to Larry, you just have a list of the islands and not like a picture of the islands, if that makes any sense. You only see the picture when you travel to that island, but if you were able to, well, you know what? I actually think it is there. I'm sorry, I think it is there. I'm not sure. But all right, well, very interested. All right, number 5. How long is this? Let's see. 10, 11 questions? Okay. So, number 5, we're about halfway through. How interested are you in fantasy animals, unicorns, Pegasus, etc. being added to the game? Honestly, I have enough of this kind of from Star Stable. I really don't like the fantasy elements too much. I mean, unicorns and Pegasus, that would be nice because they're typical horse-like fantasy animals. But if they start adding other animals like, I don't know, deer or tiger, because I know that there are legendary type of fantasy animals and stuff like that that are not horse-related, I would not really be interested. But I think what I'm more interested in is more coat colors and more breeds, more horse breeds. That's pretty much it. Number 6, how interested are you in more quests and lore and storyline being added to the game? I really don't want that. I think from sort of a standpoint of being a player and watching people play this game, they're not interested in that. They're interested in breeding and trading and accessorizing and auctioning and getting rich, and that's it. So I think there are people out there that would be interested in this, but generally, no. I think more people are interested in the economy. So I feel the same way. I don't really care about the lore of anything. I just breeze through all the quests, and I do that in Star Stable too. I'm not really totally interested in the lore of the game. Even though in Star Stable I do read the quests, I don't remember what they are. I don't retain any of the information about the storyline of Star Stable. So I don't know. I don't think I would do that here. Number 7, how interested are you in new horse breeds being added to the game? Automatic, yes, very interested. So we already know that the Marwari is coming in a few weeks here, and then some other horses I believe are being voted on, but definitely I would love to see some more draft breeds. A lot of people have been asking for pony breeds as well, so some smaller horses like the Icelandic horse can get pretty small, but definitely some more pony breeds in general. And then also too, I would love to see a Lusitano. Like, I think that's my dream breed update for Wild Horse Islands because I love Lusitanos so much. Lipizaners would also be really nice. We already have the Andalusian, which is a Spanish breed, so we might as well get on board with more Spanish breeds. So Lusitano, Lipizzanner, maybe the Pasofino would be nice as well because the Pasofino can do the, what is it called? Is it the rack? I'm not sure what the Pasofino's special gate is, but I think the Pasofino would be very cool to have as well. And that could be on, like, I don't know, maybe Royal Island or Desert Island. All right. How interested are you in donkeys and mules being added to the game? Oh, that would be so cute. I would love those. So that would be really cool if donkeys and mules could help with farming. So like if you go to your private island and you do some farming there, they could pull a little, not a wagon, what is it called? Something to till the soil with, but that would be really cute to have, as well as the fact that like if you could breed donkeys and mules and get different coat colors on them, I think that would really change the game in terms of like different values of horses and stuff like that. So yeah, you can get cross coats, and different sizes of mules and donkeys and stuff like that. I think that would be super cute. Number 9, how interested are you in new horse accessories and tack being added to the game? So generally, I'm somewhat interested, somewhere hovering around here. The reason I say that is because we already have so much variety in the game, and there's so many different values of accessories that it's actually kind of hard to keep track of. So I feel like, the first thing that should happen before adding new stuff to the game is like standardizing values. So like here we are at the trading history thing, and then there's a poll booth here. Well, what if we come over here and we add a value dictionary book? That would be so cool and very, very helpful to reduce arguments and things like that, in terms of like updating values and stuff like that, it would be like a stock market. So like you would see a picture of like a Val Arabian, and you would see a little up arrow in green to say that it has increased in value, and then a number to the side to say how much it's worth in tokens or in moonstones or whatever. So I think that should happen first before adding new accessories and stuff, but overall, it would be nice to have new accessories in the game. I really like the plushes, so I would love to have more plushes. I think having more hats would be really cute to have. Let's see. I think that's about it. Oh, saddle pads. I think saddle pads would be really cute to have in different colors. So mostly we have solid colors and patterns, but we don't have like gradients. We don't have saddle pads with like stripes or like polo. I think they call it like polo stripes or anything. I'm not totally sure, but I think that would be really cool as well. All right. So moving on. How interested are you in new social activities, competitions, races being added to the game? I mean, here, kind of like what I was saying about the writing clubs, I'm like kind of against that just because I don't want to see the game become toxic in that sense. I don't want to see the game become, something like, you're such a loser because you're not good at racing, or anything like that. I think there's enough toxicity in this game, to be honest, just with trading and the whole thing with like scams that my friend Georgia Bluefield has talked a lot about. Scamming in Wild Horse Islands, like that needs to stop. So what we need to do is be really mindful about how we're implementing these social activities. I would love to, have competitions in the sense that like, hey, you're on the leaderboard and stuff like that, but don't turn it into something where people are going to use that as fuel to be mean to each other. Okay, so the last question is, what type of updates should we focus on adding to the game first? Okay, so out of everything that we've asked here, they're going to ask, okay, so let's see, quest and storyline, new horse breeds and coats, islands and map updates, improving horses with personalities, more social activities. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the new horses and coats. So definitely with the Icelandic horse coming out, that really helped add a little bit of variety to the coat colors. But, the more colors, the more breeds that we get, the more colors we're also going to get as well. Generally, I think there should be more coat colors available, like in general, like across the board. Like it would be really nice if Trick could add one new coat color to every single breed, because then that would get people, to, go hunt for those horses, update their capture logs, but also to just add more variety of breeding combinations to the game. Because I feel like once you have bred for like every single cross coat that you want, you're done with the game almost, unless you want to focus on event horses and accessorizing and stuff. But once you have a collection of normal cross coats and normal breeds and stuff like that, you're kind of done with the game, and that's it. So I think adding more of this would be very, very helpful. All right, so I can submit my vote. Are you sure you'd like to submit your vote? You cannot change your selections later. Okay. Please wait. Your vote has been successfully submitted. Thank you very much. Okay, so I can view my votes here. Okay, but it has not closed yet. You are viewing your selections. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, so that was a very interesting set of questions. That was a good variety of questions too. I'm glad I was able to participate in that. So let me know your thoughts on all of the questions from the polls in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, everybody.